All right, guys. It just hit me that when I wanna clear up something. You guys know that I teach Aheb Ruach Kakma, which is what you guys call Hebrew, but I teach it in more of a summarized, literal, verbatim sense. I teach you what the Most High wants you to know, because it's like a puzzle if you're not understanding how to put the pieces together. The Aheb Ruach Kakma Aseya. That is what I teach. You guys call it Hebrew. No, it's Aheb Ruach Kakma Aseya. That is the love of the Spirit, of understanding the work of Yah. Okay, that's what that means, literally. I put that phrase together. I didn't put it together, I was given that, piece by piece. The rock is Aheb, because Yeshaya said, what is the greatest commandment? He said, Aheb. Aheb thy neighbor as thyself. Aheb thy brother as thyself. Aheb. Said, you do not have the Aheb of the Father. Therefore, you do not have the truth in you. What's the Aheb of the Father? Aheb of Abba. The Aheb of Yah would be the Ruach. Aheb Ruach Kakma Aseya. And that is what Yeshaya is. He came and said, you see me, but you hear my Father. That's why that was the love. That was the Aheb. See, love, no matter what language you say it, it means tame. But you guys think it means Aheb. No, it doesn't mean Aheb. Aheb. It doesn't mean that. That's what a baby can say. Aheb. A baby can say that. Ahab. 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 They're saying love. What you think is love, when you say love, that's what they know is love when they say love. But it's not love, it's Aheb, Ahab. You don't need teeth to say it. It's just the most basic. And that's where we start out. With the love, Aheb, Yah, Yashaya, Haya. These are things that babies can say, just straight up, flat out, as soon as they come out. Yawning and sneezing, just as much as it's an instinct to yawn and sneeze, that's an instinct for them to say. Because it's lockstep with the tongue. It's lockstep. Like, we don't have the teeth, we don't have the dexterity, we don't have that seared into our head. These legion. We're not what do you say, perverted by legion, which is the language that you speak, called English. Legion is English. English is legion. Pretty sure you can spell English. You can spell legion out of English. Let's see that. I've never even tried. Let's see. English. All right, boom. Now we're gonna spell. I'm gonna take the L. I'm gonna take the E. I'm gonna take the G. I'm gonna take the legions. Right there. And look, it was trying to spell it too. Look at that. Right there. It knows legion is in there. With the autocorrect. Ain't that something for your ass? I try to tell y'all. I try to tell you. Legions. Like I said, man, it's incorporated. It's in the game. EA Sports type shit. It's in there. When you speak the spells that go, that's legion. Okay? Yeah. You're cursive and you're spelling, yeah, that's legion. It's all against Aheb Ruach Kakma, what you call Hebrew, the love of the Father. That's just the way that the language flows. It's the way that legion flows. But to have knowledge, knowing legion, you know, knowing the ledge, when to jump off before it takes you over the edge. Okay. Knowledge, knowing legion. Know legion. See, that's what you gotta understand. When Andre 3000 came with the rap and said, the devil off in your grill and you still don't even know him. Yeah, man, it's the demon legion, bro. It's legion. Alright, and he's still here because Yeshua left him here because he said it wasn't the time to deal with him, so he was still here. These are the spirits that roam the earth, the unclean spirits that roam the earth. So I'll tell you what the Hebrew equivalent is. Lashon. It's another way of saying words, or language, or tongue. Speech, tongue, meaning to lick, related to physical organ and its functions. Tongue, speech, language, assessment, others speak, talk, other words. So yeah, man. What we got going on here is like we're getting half truths because we're speaking Hebrew, but it's perverted. You understand? The tongue, the bar, the bark, the bay, the charmer, the language, the languages, the slanderer, the speech, the tongue, the tongues, the word, or a word. It wants to be like the Most High. Okay? It wants to be the Imra, but it's not the Imra. It's not the Dabar. It's not the Imra. Okay? The word, often translated as the word in Greek, logos. Logos, representation of legion. So, but the word Imra is derived from Amar, which is to say, actually, it should be down here. Emer, which would be of Amar. And this is what I have associated with me. But yeah. It's like amazing, but it's Amaja, Amats, Ya, Amats, Ya. Interesting. But yeah, man, the whole point is of this video is that there's a big misunderstanding going on, and this is when Yashaya, the truth, comes in. It creates a division. You understand? And that division is war. You know what I mean? It is a war. It's a separation. Like you separate from you in order to go with him. You leave thyself. You deny thyself in order to go with him. So, and the war is those that want you to go with them. Legion. There's always room for one more in hell with them. So they want to keep you numb and dumb and partying and not knowing what time it is. Because in the days, men will be eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage, and then sudden disaster will happen and they will not escape. Alright? So, like, what I'm saying is, man, is that I wanted to hit on something, man. Like, I wanted to hit on something before I started this video. Like, earlier I was thinking about how it happens in heaven before it happens on earth. Heaven is a reflection of earth. Imagine a geode, okay? You know what a geode is? Okay. It's a stone. Alright? Now, the thing about geodes is that they look like a regular old stone. Like this. Regular old stone. But on the inside, they usually have water on the inside. Remember how Yeshaya, when Moses was in the desert with the Hebrews and with the Aheb Ruach, and they struck the, he tapped the rock, the stone, and then water poured out? Yeah, like that. On the inside of these things, though, is magnificence. So on the inside of a geode, look at the contrast. It's just day and night. What? That is not there. They made a... somebody's got to be making these. There has to be a way that these are being made. There has to be. There has to be a way that geodes are being made. Because if you see a heart-shaped one, something's up. Something's got to be up. Alright? Now, the way a geode is that it's hard on the outside, and on the inside there's space. It's like the opposite of a human. Alright? so see how the inside is not like, it's not solid on the inside. It's a hollow inside. So that's the way I see the universe. All right, and we're just in the middle, and it's just spinning. It's just spinning. All right, and we're seeing the light reflection. Okay, let's go back in there. We're seeing the light, all right, on the inside. So reflect off of the star. And in this way, it's also like when I said the inside has water in it, that water is still, it's like a pool. So you don't know up from down. Like if there's light on the inside, you're not really gonna know the difference between up and down from our perspective. All right, this is a real geode. This is a giant geode. This thing is big enough for darn near a person to fit in. All right, this is a giant stone. It's usually made of amethyst, but it could have other things on the inside like quartz, calcite, jade, all the different stones can come out of a geode, if I'm not mistaken. Even a diamond, if I'm not mistaken. I think it can. It just depends on how long it takes to cool it down. Okay, so now the point is, I want to show you something. The human biomagnetic field. Human biofield, I guess, which is an electromagnetic field. Okay, now, so the way that they're showing this is like a geode. Now the thing is, on the inside, you are solid, but on the outside, you're not. The water is on the outside, and also you're kind of made of it also. You're more like the stone on the inside with the hollowness on the outside as a field. Now, this field, what comes first? The man or the field? Now remember, it says it starts in heaven and then on earth, right? So it's the field that incubates the human. All right, it's the field. So also you would have like the sun, how it has an electromagnetic field like the earth. So let's show the sun solar field. Solar electromagnetic field. Okay. That's not the sun. It's Jupiter. Solar electromagnetic field. I guess you could say this is it. Okay, so what I'm saying is, is that, like the geode, and like the human electromagnetic field, you have the sun and its electromagnetic field. You have the moon and the earth with their electromagnetic fields. They call them solar shield. Our electromagnetic field, magnetosphere, is called a solar shield because it protects us from the sun's solar rays, or solar weather, solar currents. All right, coronal hole projectile wind, solar wind. Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is that what comes first? The electromagnetic field or the sun? Well, it starts in heaven before it happens on earth. Well, the electromagnetic field comes first. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because at the end of the day, you have when they say his conscience is enlightened, they always depict like a saint. A saint. They always show them with some type of spear light around their head, right? Some type of spear. Even the angels, they depict them with a spear that goes around them. All right? Shining light, brightness. Like they show a field around their body. Even Dragon Ball Z. They have a field around them. Alright? That's manifested. Alright? It's manifested. His is manifesting lightning and fire and sonic waves. So what I'm saying is, it's the field on the outside that creates the inside. It's reverse. It's an inverse universe. We are the anomaly, in a way. We are like the stars, in a way. And like the stardust with the stones or whatever, like I guess you say stardust or whatever. But that's why you said the angels were jealous because man was made a little lower than them. So like our little fields were within theirs. You know what I mean? We were like little disruptors. Little things that they had to be cautious around, it seems. They had to take care of and be cautious. You know what I mean? They couldn't do the things that they wanted to do, it seems. Some of them. But what I'm saying is, okay, so you have this electromagnetic field. Even in the book of Revelations, it says, face like the sun. Alright? It's showing, it's manifesting, showing you a field is manifested in around the body. Okay? So, and it's a shield also. It's a shield also, but it's an incubator. Like, it absorbs and reacts to the outside and lets in certain things depending on, I guess, your necessities. It's almost like the leaves on a tree. In the wintertime, you see a bare tree. We're like the trees. A tree in winter. Okay, so a tree in winter, it has no leaves, right? It has no leaves. They're bare, right? They're empty. So, but they're going through like a process. But then at the end of the day, when the spring comes out, you'll just see a tree in full bloom. Bloom will be the electromagnetic field, and it's what grows the tree. The leaves absorb the sunlight, and they grow the tree. Also, with the water and the roots from the seed is in a field, you know what I mean? And it's growing from a field and growing another field above that field. They're connected, a negative and a positive. They're a source. They're like a power source, an extra battery bank or something for the field. Like, they absorb energy from the sun to the earth. So that is like the electromagnetic field manifesting Super Saiyan. So in the wintertime, you see the bare tree, but in the spring, you can't even barely see the branches. It's in full bloom. You understand? So it's like Super Saiyan. It's on fire. It's a shield. It's a solar. It absorbs. It does a lot. It protects the roots and the ground around it from burning up with its leaves, lush leaves. And those leaves are like plates that block rays from catching fire on the roots, because fire burns from the bottom, from the ground up. You understand? So all the dead leaves on the ground, you don't want that to catch on fire from the last winter, right? So, yeah. So it's a shield also. Well, so what I'm saying is, it happens in heaven before it happens on earth. Even the seed itself has an electromagnetic field. I suppose that's why you can only bury it so deep. Alright? Before it won't grow. Because it has to be within the electromagnetic field to receive. It has to receive, I guess, polarity, direction from a higher magnetic field, because it's inside of the earth, which is a magnetic field. It's inside of the moon's electromagnetic field. It's inside of the water. The water's electromagnetic field plays a different role also, but it's also inside of the sun's It's wheels within wheels within wheels. All right. So like a geode, a tree, all right, but it's on the outside, it's inside out. You get it? So remember how we were looking at the geode earlier? How it was all rough and stuff on the outside, and on the inside it was all beautiful, right? Like the galaxies. But on the tree, it's all beautiful on the outside, and then on the roots, it's all rough, right? All dirty and rough. Nothing special. But the leaves, the bloom, shows you the fire. It shows you the stone. It shows you the seed. It shows you the fire. It shows you amethyst. Shows you quartz. Shows you calcite. Shows you emerald. Shows you jade. Shows you diamonds. Okay? So our electromagnetic field, a human's biofield, is the same exact way, but there's an interference in some way. It has to do, I think, with our connection with words, because words stimulate all realms, especially the word of the Most High. All realms, visible and invisible, physical and non-physical, react to the frequency of the truth. There's nothing that can hide from the truth. Everything takes command from the truth. Everything exists because of the truth. Everything is saved because of the truth. So that's how you can have life, go to death, and then come back twice as strong, like a Super Saiyan, in full bloom, living long years. But that's just a comparison to Dragon Ball Z. But when I say Super Saiyan, but it's like the stone, like the geode. Like it looks like death on the outside. When you crack it open, there's so much wealth. There's even water on the inside. It gives life, like Moshe, in the desert when he tapped the stone and it cracked open and the water gushed forward and gave sustenance and life and rejuvenation, nafash, back to those in need. All right, recharging up their electromagnetic field, sharing the splendor. It's crazy because that's who knows, like I said, I don't know how it's made, but like that rock was just sitting up in the desert. A lot of these stones around here are not just stones, you know what I mean? You gotta crack them open. Some of them got fossils in them. But a geode is like, even on the inside of the earth, at some places that have had extreme molten, all-consuming fire, have boiled and bubbled up on the inside and have water stuck inside of stone. Just like frozen lakes, frozen rivers, frozen seas, icebergs. They have water stuck inside of solid ice. Liquid stuck inside of solid ice. But what is it? Like I said, what is the cause? I would say the electromagnetic field is the cause. There's something about the field around it that incubates the conditions for such to happen. For instance, when you would take, let's see, you go over here, let me see if I can get it to show something real quick. I think it's like you take two magnets, which is what an electromagnetic field is. Magnets are like they are a bond that creates electromagnetic field, that what we call a magnet. The magnet is nothing without the electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field shows the strength of how far it can reach between the magnet and the object that it is affecting. Okay, so when you would have this thing is going slow right now. Oh, probably because I got a lot of stuff open. Let me go over here. Let me go down here. close that, look up magnet and water. Okay. So look, you can have magnets on the side of glass, two opposing fields that will create it incubates the conditions for a vortex, a field on the inside because of the two fields on the outside, creating another field on the inside, which is a visible field out of something that is there, which was sitting still. Well, from what we can see, it's sitting still, but on a micro level, it's moving still constantly because it's water, liquid, supposedly, from what we have been told. But it stirs up the spirit, is what I'm saying, and that's how it's like the Super Saiyan. That's what I was saying. All of a sudden, now you have the you got the Super Saiyan going off all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Just like that. Okay, so that's our field on the outside has the negative and the positive, the north and the south. And on the inside, our body is affected. Our physical self is a reflection of how our field is distributed. I think there has something to do with even distribution and stuff like that. I think that's what those people that practice Reiki, were supposedly doing. And I felt kind of weird about it. I felt like it was kind of witchcrafty or something like that. I saw them doing that in Vancouver, Canada. And then I had them explain it, and then I had this one lady did one for me, but I never really did it again. But you know, that was when I was young. I figured I had the protection of the Bible at the time. People put their faith in the scriptures instead of the living word. That's what's crazy. Okay, so like the living word guides you, like you follow it, like you're not carrying it, it's carrying you. Okay, that's the difference. All right, Mary had a little lamb type stuff. You're following the word, you're following the lamb. All right, so, and the lamb only goes where he's called. All right, so what I'm saying is that if you want to change your physical life, you have to work on the invisible life around you. You got to clear up the space around you. You got to clear up the energy around you. If your space is cluttered, stinky, raggedy, and irritating and stuff like that, then you got some work to do. You have to add some oil to it. You got to add some shine to it. You got to anoint it. You got to clean it up and shine it. You know what I mean? And then because that is, you are on the inside of a house or a room, and that room contains your field, or your field sort of molds to the room like water finding the least path of resistance in a subliminal way. Feng shui, I should say. They say that's how the shapes of things, the environments, mold or affect the organs on the inside of the humans, directly to the organs. The skin is an organ, it's an epidermis, it's an organ. But yeah, directly to the organs. All the organs are affected by different shapes and colors and frequencies, vibrations. So that goes with seen and unseen, because blind people can still be affected by the color red. their bodies will start to secrete adrenaline. The organ responds. You can be blind, but the organ responds to the environment. Just like a baby in the womb can respond, the organs next to the baby in the womb teach the baby. Iron sharpens iron. Organ, the baby is a single-celled organism getting sharpened by the organs. Okay, developed, incubated, fields within fields. Now, I went off on that topic and that subject just now because I was more so explaining it to myself, because I wanted to dive into it, because I was listening to a video and I really didn't get a chance to think about it further because I was more focused on the video, and then something else came up that I wanted to talk about, so I just stopped the video altogether because I'm like, okay, I'm getting hit with some fact that I need to record and share and let it duplicate so that it can sharpen me also. When you duplicate something, when you duplicate the body, okay, then you can sharpen your body with that body. You know what I mean? And then that body duplicates, and then you sharpen yourself against an army of bodies. Then your body is worth an army of bodies, like type stuff, whatever. But yeah, it's all about, like I said, the experience. Like people's fields can be affected by other people's fields. Walking past their personal space, some people can sense other people's fields outside of their body. Like I said, like a baby in the womb. Like you can just feel somebody coming through, passing through in a limo, and be like, that's not your average limo, and that's not the average person driving, that's not the average person in the back seat. Something's going on, somebody's here. Like Dragon Ball Z, I can feel their energy, and this is about to go down because they can feel me too. And that's how it happens, Captain. Okay? I've been through that. Unless you've been through that, then you should take notes. Okay? And that's why I'm your pathfinder. That's why I'm your teacher. That's why you're listening to me. That's why it's my name. That's why it's all in my name. It's been given into my name. The Most High doesn't take back what He has given as a blessing. Let no man take away what the Most High has created. Okay? So, like, my parents broke up over my name. So it's been given to me some powers that I understand. Everybody has power. It's not like I'm supreme and all godlike over you guys. No, it's nothing like that, fam. I'm here to sharpen you with my field of expertise, my field of experience is far-reaching, and I'm a field technician, freelance at that, because that's what my ability allows. That's how my blessing, my grace, my gift has been created. That's why the Most High said, go out there and mix it up. You know, bring it in, bring them in, make you fishers of men. You can't just be in one field of expertise. You can't just be a fisherman. You're not gonna do well being a fisher of men. You know what I mean? Okay. You gotta get on shore. You gotta get your seat. You gotta get your shore legs. Turn my fishers into hunters, he said. You know, trackers, bounty hunters, whatever you want to call it, rescue rangers, whatever you want to call it. Okay? And that's what I be. I'm a pathfinder. And that's what my, I guess, that's the scientific accepted terminology, because it was a scientist that actually, or a science teacher in education system that approached me and alerted the whole class, as he was allowing me to know it for the first time too, that he had found me, and that they had been looking, and that I needed to take care of this gift and hone it and pay attention. And that's kind of one little seed that I took from science. Like I said, I know all about the geodes. That was the same year that I learned that. Like I said, I've had the dreams and the sleep apnea and the outer bodies and all that stuff. I understand, the remote viewing, I guess, if you want to call that, lucid dreaming or whatever, astral traveling, whatever you want to call it. I've done a lot of it, knowingly and unknowingly. Mostly unknowingly. I'm just sent. Growing up, it's just sent. Sometimes I think my first sleep apnea attack was me waking up, either being pulled out or being put back in. I felt like I was being pushed down on. So it seems like they're trying to push me back in and stop me from going out. I think that's what it was, because my word went out, and that's what made me stop dealing with the physical right away, immediately. It's like, okay, make the physical bow down to the non-physical, because this is a non-physical matter that's controlling my physical body. And that's at the end of the day, that's a factor. Like, your right hand is for nothing. You can barely bat your eyelash. You can barely keep your esophagus from being swallowed, because you can't. Your body is deflated. There's like a bubble or something left of air in you, and that's sustaining you for the moment. And I guess if you go completely out, you can have brain damage, and you can go bye-bye. But somehow, because like I said, it feels like you're being compressed and all of the air is being pushed out of you. George Floyd, I can't breathe type shit. But you can't see what's doing it. Children are going through this. So, you know what I mean? That's why they act weird at night. I think adolescence is when it starts to prime out. They start watching the children before puberty. But once puberty hits, that's when they come. That was the year that I got attacked. Because, like, I could go out before puberty. I could just go out. I could go right through my nose. Whoop! Right out the back of my head. And just go out. I was doing it in Tennessee when I was like 5 years old. I recognized it. Like, I recognized it. I recognized the position I was laying in and everything. I know exactly what I was doing. I purr like a cat and you're gone. You're out of here. Literally, it's literally like purring like a cat and you're gone. That's 100% the truth. It's like purring like a cat, and you're like, feels like each reverberation of the purr is like puffs of a rocket, like a little propelling you up out of your body. Like, it's like that. It's like ridiculous. It's powerful. It is. It's very powerful. But yeah, it's the outside that affects the inside, guys. It's the spiritual that affects the physical. And the Most High, He created all this through the spiritual, through the Heb Ruach Kakma Asaya. All right, His word is directly. It's like a negative and a positive source that makes the spark. They go together to make it. You can't have one without the other. You can't have life without the other. One without the other. Like I said, He said, you can deny me, but if you deny the whole Heb Ruach, then like you've just thrown yourself away. You know what I mean? Because the Heb Ruach is going to come with the understanding what He is. So if you get the Spirit, then you're going to get Him. That's why He said, don't worry. Don't worry. You can deny me, you can deny my son, but the Aheb Ruach, once you get there, you know, if you don't get it right, you're gonna explode. You're crossing them wires. You're gonna go bye-bye. You don't know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with power that you have not yet fathomed. And it's just careless words that trip that stuff up, call stuff upon you, unleash stuff. Your field comes down and stuff comes in and starts to, almost like if you were inside of a big ass bowl, like a fish tank, and people just start pouring water in, dark water at that, so you can't even see smoke in. They pour in smoke first, you know, spiders, whatever, anything inside of that dish is your field. If you allow stuff in your field, then that's gonna obscure your view. Your field is a vessel, like a vehicle, so you can't have anything obscuring your view, because you're gonna be dangerous, because you're gonna run over somebody, you're gonna hurt somebody, including yourself. So you have to have a clear field, a clear electromagnetic field around you. You have to have a clean field in order to operate and function properly on the inside. Because if you don't function on the inside, then that's when you're going to start getting the alerts manifest. Demons, you know what I mean? You'll start to get possessed. You're a hostage at that point, because you're a host until you're a hostage. You understand that? There's a very thin line. It's like science and conscience. You know what I mean? If you're conscious, then they can't operate on you. They have to have your consent. They can only do it with your consent. But if you're unconscious, then you're science. You belong to science, straight up, because they need you to be unconscious in order to operate. That's unconscious. You take out the CON out of conscious, and all you got is science. And that's how you make science. That's what science is. It's without the grace. It's a house. You're missing a piece. You're not whole, and that therefore you're a lie. You're a legion. You know what I mean? And like I said, it come to steal, kill, and destroy, because it's not whole. It's coming for all kinds, all grace. You know what I mean? It wants a bigger chunk. It's not the way it goes, fam. Not with us. This too shall not pass. Not with us. Nope. Shouldn't be like that. You need to remain conscious, sober-minded. No debauchery. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Like, everything is sort of kind of. Now, at the description of how I describe these electromagnetic fields, there's, like I said, it's like a geode, but if you just inversed what a geode was, you would have like the sun. You know what I mean? And then the field is a solid invisible. If you made what was invisible visible, and what was visible invisible on a geode, like the inside, like I said, there's water and there's space, and there's crystals. It's what you can't see on the inside, because you can't see past the outside stone, the regular looking stone. But such as a human, like I said, it looks plain on the outside, but on the inside there's this magnificence. There's this light, there's this water, there's this life, there's this spirit, there's this soul. All right. Now, if you made that core physical, and then you made the outside non-physical, the skin, the flesh, non-physical, then what you would see would be like light. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not mistaken, because you got crystals and water and space, and who knows if it's a vacuum, because how are you gonna hold water without, for all them years, without a hole in it? You know what I mean? With a hole in it, you know, or a crack in it. So it's like a vacuum. It's sealed. It's all that stuff. It's sacred. You know what I mean? It's like I said. It's holy. But and that's like I said. That's how like the sun, the stars, and the earth is. That's how the universe is. It's all inverted of what heaven is. Heaven is around us, and then there's like for instance, the geode has an electromagnetic field on the outside of that ball, just like a seed does. Okay, so a seed has compartmentalization inside of it to make, you know, stuff like it on the inside also. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you have the geode would be like the human body, but there's a field on the outside, all right? And the field on the outside, like I said, reacts to something on the other fields, other stimulations, waves, frequencies that affect the inside. Almost like mercury inside of a thermometer. You understand that? Like the temperature on the outside affects the pressure on the inside of the thermometer. You understand that? The dew point on the outside affects the tightness, the shape, the image of the inside. The focus. So yeah, man, like there's these little representations, you know what I mean, of how life really is. But the word itself, think about it, like how it comes between the cup, like the electromagnetic field is a covenant, and you are inside of it. You understand that? A covenant is sacred. It's holy. Once that covenant is broken, what's on the inside is either given birth to or death. One of the two. Because the covenant is what protects the life on the inside. If I'm not mistaken, even provides life. Like when you plant a seed on the inside, and then it grows, and then starts to poke out, you know what I mean, on the outside, and then have life of its own on the outside. Then it grows seeds, and then it plants seeds, and then the same thing happens. You know what I mean? It's a process, seasonal, okay? And it's a frequency. It happens frequently. It happens years in time. And this is a message. It's a sign of how your body is doing. When you want to know what's going on in your body, you should look at the outside. That's what I said. You want to clean up the outside. You want to get a clear view of the outside. You want to know about the outside because it would teach you about the inside. You know, you can learn about the outside on the inside because what do we say? You know what I mean? All you got to do is recognize that you can't have one without the other. So therefore, you can understand the outside based off of the inside. The ways, the characteristics. But man, on that note, I'll come back at you guys. I gotta go ahead and call this a video. To the Rabbi Hayashar Hay Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh. To the Rabbi Hebruah Kakma Asaya Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh. To the Rabbi Yeshaya Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh. Ashar Yeshurun. Ashar Yeshurun Ula. Anami Amen.